how much
for somebody else with these hands. We will transform this country. With these hands, we will never get wrong. With these
one of the great songwriters in American history. Among other songs he wrote, "Which side are you on? We know which side we are on." Tony, David Campos. Good. In Los Angeles and here today. I think we're going to win California. Democratic nomination. I think we're going to defeat Donald Trump in those the most dangerous dishonest president in American history. And with more help, we are going to transform this economy, this government, and create a system that works for all of us, not just the 1%. And I want to welcome to a campaign with sense, with confidence, with optimism, and with love, that the underlying principles of our government will not be kleptocracy, will not be hatred or lies. The principles of our government will not be racism, will not be sexism, will not be xenophobia, will not be homophobia, and will not be religious bigotry. Those anti-American sentiments are going to end, and they're going to end soon. The principles of our government are going to be based on justice, economic justice, racial justice, social justice, and environmental justice. And I'll tell you what, in a democratic society, people can
find something blue.
But it is not acceptable to me, nor to the American people, that we, for the first time in modern American history, actually have a president who, for cheap political gain, wants to divide us up by the color of our skin, by our gender, by where we were born, by our sexual orientation, or by our religion. What a president of the United States does. A president of the United States brings us together to stop the violence. Will do exactly the opposite of what Trump is doing. He wants to divide us up. We are going to bring our people together, black and white and Latino, Asian American, Native American. Gay and straight, you are welcome in our campaign. Native born and immigrant, you are welcome in our campaign. Justice. Let me give you some examples of what I mean by justice. When we talk about justice, it means that we will no longer sit idly by and allow this country to move into an oligarchic form of society where a handful of billionaires control the economic and political life of this nation. Talk about justice, we will not allow 3 families in this country to own more wealth than the bottom half of American society. More than 20% of our children live in poverty. We have veterans sleeping out on the street here in San Francisco. And 30 million Americans have no health insurance at all. That is not a just society. Justice means that we will no longer allow 46% of all new income go to the top 1%. Imagine that, 46% of all new income goes to the top 1%, and here in California and Vermont and all over this country, you got people working 2 or 3 jobs just to pay the bills. You got half of the people in this country, half the workers, who are living paycheck to paycheck. And that means they are scared to death that if the car breaks down, they can't get to work. They can't get to work, they get fired. If they get fired, they can't afford to take care of their kids. We want an economy that works for all of us, not just the wealthy and paid contributors. We're going to end the absurdity of corporate CEOs making 300 times what their employees get.
You're making it right now.
Millions of Americans are living in despair and hope. And we can believe over the last 3 years, life expectancy has gone down in America. Because people have lost hope, people are turning to drugs, they're turning to alcohol, and they're turning to suicide. This campaign is about bringing hope back to all Americans. Justice in America means that we will not tolerate 25 hedge fund managers on Wall Street earning twice as much money as the 140,000 kindergarten teachers in this country. We are also talking about racial injustice. It is not acceptable to me, in the midst of so much income and wealth inequality, that black families today own 1/10 of the wealth of white families. Not acceptable that the infant mortality rate in black communities is 2.5 times that of white communities. That redlining still exists, and black businesses cannot get the affordable loans that they need, and that the criminal justice system remains significantly racist. So when we talk about justice, we are talking about ending institutional racism in all of its ugliness. When we talk about justice, it also means doing everything that we can to end the growing tribalism and religious bigotry we are seeing in this country and around the world. We have seen a significant rise in hate crimes, crimes against African Americans, against the Jewish community, against gays, against immigrants, and against Muslims. And this is not just an American phenomenon. This is taking place in Europe and all over the world. We were all shocked by the mass killing last week of 50 Muslims who were in a mosque in New Zealand. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to meet with members of the Muslim community at the Islamic Center of Southern California in LA. And this is the promise that I made to them, and I want to make to every American. As your president, I will not have kind things to say about authoritarian leaders around the world. Who espouse bigotry and hatred, and we are seeing more and more of that all over the world. Together, we will once again make the United States of America the leader in the world in the fight for democracy and human rights. Struggle to bring this world together around our common humanity. By the way, there is something we can learn in the United States in terms of what New Zealand did after that terrible crime. They began to sue weapons. Special words to the young people here today in California and around this country. Now, first of all, back to the business.
One for $3.
Technology. We are in a moment where worker all of that, everything being equal, the younger generation today, unless we change it, will have a lower standard of living than their parents. Now, why is that taking place? This is the richest country on earth. Worker productivity is up. Our job is to see our younger generation do better than their parents, not worse than their parents. Just got a few of them right here. We believe that downward mobility is not acceptable. This campaign is about moving up, not down. But it is not just a struggle for economic justice. It is a struggle for political justice as well. What does that mean? What it means is that we and those of you, democracy means one person, one vote, not billionaires buying elections. Decision on Citizens United. We're going to end voter suppression in this country. I have run in many elections, lost some, have won most, but it has never occurred to me. It has never ever occurred to me to say, well, in my state, I know I'm strong here and weak there. How can I make it as hard as possible for people to vote because they might vote against it? That is political cowardice. And I say to those governors who are trying to keep people from voting, if you don't have the guts to engage in a free and fair election, get the hell out of politics. Lowest voter turnouts. Thank you. Our country today is one of the lower voter turnouts among major countries on earth. And together we are going to change it. We're going to register people in California, all over this country. We're going to make it easier for people to vote, not harder. If you're a citizen, if you're 18 years of age, you are registered to vote. Let's do that. As many of you may recall, when we first launched our campaign in 2015, very few people took our campaign seriously. I think that's an understatement. On our opening day, we made 19 of the New York Times. And it went downhill from there. The ideas that we were talking about when we began the campaign, those were ideas that were considered by the political establishment radical ideas, to be extreme ideas, and they were rejected by mainstream politicians as well. That's right. Matter of fact, we did take on the entire political establishment. And I'm pretty proud of that, so should you. Anyhow, as I was saying, the ideas that we were talking about were ideas that the media is like a simple round. Nobody.
I think it's just third class.
I think it's a song.
Raising Want to hear some radical ideas? All right, I don't want to shock you. Mass blast. Here it is. Radical idea. Raising the minimum wage to a living wage. Imagine how radical that idea is. All right, here's another one. You ready for another one?
Yes.
How about you faking and shocked? We have some people seated, that's good. All right. Guaranteed health care to all people as a right. To do in America what every other major country on earth does. Here's another radical idea that in the richest country in the history of the world, maybe we should not have an infrastructure, roads, bridges, water systems that are collapsing. Oh, wow! How extreme can you be to ask to create a situation when people turn on their water faucet, the water comes out that is clean and drinkable? People are entitled to it. All right, here's another. Here's even a more radical idea. Imagine an aggressive effort to combat climate change. Really radical, but you know, really radical because the scientific community got 12 years before irreparable damage.
You guys want to hold the flag?
It looks sweet.
So it is so radical
Put it on
to say
top
that
of this.
maybe we should
Put it on
preserve
top.
this planet for our
Oh, yeah, maybe
kids
we can-
and our grandchildren. All right, ready for number one? Here it is. 4 years ago,
Yeah, that's better.
we talked about legalizing marijuana. Now, as you and I know, that's an idea that will never happen. Impossible. 4 years ago,
You need to hit the
we talked about reforming.
It's actually not mine. Someone just kind of going around.
Broken immigration system. And that is, 4 years ago, we said that maybe candidates should run for office without being dependent on the rich and super PACs. Here is one more. 4 years ago, we said that maybe we should end the power of super delegates at the Democratic National Committee. Well, funny thing happened over that campaign. In 2016, despite having these radical, far-out, extreme, un-American positions, we won 22 states, over 13 million votes, over 1,700 delegates to the Democratic National Convention, and most importantly, we ended up winning more votes from young people, black and white, Latino, American, Native American, more votes from young people than Trump and Clinton combined. And by the way, those ideas that we talked about 4 years ago that seemed so radical at the time, well, today virtually all of those ideas are now supported by a majority of the American people. So what does it tell us? It tells us that when the American people stand up, voice their opinions, and fight back, we can change America. And interestingly enough, 4 years ago, when the Democratic and political establishment were telling us how crazy these ideas were, today, Democratic candidates from school board to president are talking about exactly these same issues. So it turns out, brothers and sisters, that the ideas of economic and social and racial and environmental justice are not so radical at all. They're what the American people want. We have come a long way in the last 4 years. Now is the time to complete what we began. Now is the time to turn our vision and our progressive agenda into reality. Now is the time to complete what we began. Let me say a word about praise. Here's the important point. Now I want to stress this as deeply as I can. I'm a United States Senator, and therefore I have a huge ego. That goes with the job. Every senator does. But this is what I do. This campaign is not about me. It is about us. And I'll tell you why it is about us. It is not just that phrase makes a good bumper sticker. Actually, it does. Many people use it. But here is the main point that I think I want to make to you all today. And I don't think there can be any other candidates who will make this. And here's the truth. The truth is that no president, not Bernie Sanders, not anybody else, no president, no matter how honest and well-intentioned he or she may be, can do it alone, okay? And I'll tell you why. And again, media's not going to talk about this too much, but this is the reality. The reality is that the people who own America, Wall Street, and the insurance companies, and the drug companies, and the military-industrial complex, and the fossil fuel industry, they are so powerful that no one person can do it alone. The only way we transform this country is the old-fashioned way, and that is from the bottom on up. The only way workers ever got a decent standard of living is when they struggled and formed unions. The only way we ever ended segregation in this country was when we had a grassroots civil rights movement. The only way women have ever made the gains that they have is because we had a grassroots women's movement. The only way the gay community has received the dignity that they have is because of the gay movement. The only way we transform this country economically and politically is when millions of people from coast to coast stand up, look around them, and say the status quo is not good enough. We want real change. I say my words have had a profound impact. That's it. That's better. That's it. And let me, when I talk about, and here's the important point, when I talk about taking on the system, which is what we've done, the system, people who have never had it so good, people have incredible problems. What do we need? Let me be very specific. Today, we say to the private health insurance companies, well, that's one way of saying it. I myself would not phrase it exactly that way, but what we say to them is whether they like it or not, the United States is going to join every other major country on earth and guarantee health care to all people as a right. It ain't a complicated issue. Healthcare is a human right, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you are middle class. We will no longer accept a dysfunctional system which forces us to spend twice as much per person on healthcare as do the people of any other country. At the same time, our life expectancy is lower and our healthcare outcomes not as good as many other countries. The goal of healthcare, you want to hear a radical idea? Number one, the goal of healthcare must be to provide quality care to all people, not to make billions in profits for the insurance companies and their CEOs. A dysfunctional, absurd healthcare system is. In 2017, the top 65 healthcare CEOs made $1.7 billion in compensation. 30 million people have no health insurance. Many of you are underinsured, but the CEO of United Health made over $80 million in compensation. We need a healthcare system which focuses on disease prevention, which makes sure we have doctors where they are needed, nurses where they are needed, dentists where they are needed, and rural healthcare clinics. We don't need to maintain a system which makes insurance companies and their CEOs incredibly rich. And that is why, together, whether the insurance industry likes it or not, we will pass a Medicare for all single-payer program. Companies, we will no longer allow you to continue ripping us off and charging us by far the highest prices in the world for the medicine that we need. We are not asking you, we are telling you, you're going to lower prescription drug prices in the U.S.
Hey Jen, how are you?
Today we say to Walmart and other low-wage employers, stop paying your workers starvation wages.
I am at the Bernie Sanders rally.
Yes?
Yeah, he's speaking now. Listen, listen,
federal
listen.
minimum wage
Yeah.
to a living wage, $15 an hour.
You ready?
Nobody who works 40 hours a week should be living in poverty. People should not have to work 2 or 3 jobs to feed their kids.
You got it?
4 years ago when we talked about
Yeah.
that idea,
I'm kind of far, but I have a zoom on my
we're
camera.
talking about more than doubling the federal minimum wage. Well,
So you
we
look,
made progress over the last 4 years.
yeah.
5 states
The first hour was just speakers, and he's the last speaker, I guess.
have raised the minimum wage to $15 an hour.
So you house hunting?
I have to tell you that several weeks ago, the U.S. House Committee on Education and
Great.
Labor reported out of that committee,
Okay.
and I believe it will pass the full House, legislation
I'll
which will
call you-
raise the federal minimum wage
Yeah.
to
I'll call you in 15
$15 an hour. When we talk about the economy, there is a growing fear among working people, a very legitimate fear, that with the advance of artificial intelligence and robotics, that millions of workers can be thrown outside and onto the streets. It is absolutely imperative that these new technologies be used to improve the human condition, not simply make more money for large corporations. Technology is a good thing. We have got to control technology. Technology should not be controlling us. Today, the wealthiest nation on earth, we say loudly, we are going to rebuild our crumbling infrastructure and create 15 million good-paying jobs. Today, we say to the parents of this country that you and your children deserve quality, affordable child care. Children are our future. We are embarrassed as a nation. We have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth. We're going to turn that around. We're going to invest in our kids. We're going to invest in universal, affordable child care. Today, we say to the young people in this country that we want you, we need you to get the best education that you can. We live in a competitive global economy, and we will not succeed economically as a nation unless we have the best educated workforce in the world. And that means every person in this country, regardless of income, must be able to get all the education they need. And that is why we are going to make public colleges and universities tuition free. And congratulations to the City University here in San Francisco for moving in that direction. How many of you have student debt right now? Raise your hand, please. Here's the promise to you. If we can provide $1 trillion to bail out Wall Street, we're either going to end that student debt completely or substantially reduce it. Take that to the bank. How absurd it is. Talk about dysfunctionality and irrationality. We want people to get an education. And they go out and get an education. And then they got to pay off the debt for 20 years. That is absurd. Now, it's an issue we will place very high on our priority list. But it's not just young people that we have to be concerned about. We don't talk about this enough in Congress, and we don't talk about it in the media. But right now, in Vermont, California, there are senior citizens trying to get by on $12,000 or $13,000 a year in Social Security. Can you imagine being 90 years of age and trying to get by on $12,000 a year? The answer is you can't. In response to that, my Republican colleagues in Congress had a brilliant idea. They want to cut Social Security benefits. Well, well, we got some bad news for them. Ain't gonna happen. Quite the contrary. We're gonna raise Social Security benefits. They are the people who defended this country. They are the people who raised us. We are not going to leave them out on the streets. I don't have to tell any of you that Donald Trump embarrasses us every day. There's almost not a day that goes by when he doesn't tell one or another outlandish lie. When he doesn't attack, I mean, you know, it's hard for me to believe. I stand up here thinking, why in God's name would a president of the United States attack John McCain, who died months ago? I mean, what world are you living in? You know, McCain and I disagreed on a lot of issues. He was a friend of mine. He was an American hero. You don't attack dead heroes when you're the president of the United States. So many ways. I think maybe most embarrasses us in the entire world when he tells us that climate change is a hoax. So this is not just a lie, it is a dangerous statement because we know what the scientists tell us is that climate change is real. I don't have to tell the people of California how real climate change is. You know that. It is already causing devastating harm. So today, we're saying Mr. Trump and his sponsors in the fossil fuel industry, whether you like it or not, we are going to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel and sustainable energy. And when we do that, we're going to create millions of good-paying jobs. Weatherizing our homes, weatherizing our buildings, create an efficient rail system, a modern transportation system. We're going to invest in solar, in wind, in batteries, and in other technologies. Today, we send to the prison industrial complex. And whether you like it or not, we are going to bring about in this country long, long overdue criminal justice reform. We should not have more people in jail, disproportionately African American, Latino, Native American, more people in jail than any other country on earth. Instead of spending $80 billion a year locking up fellow Americans, we are going to invest in jobs and education, not jails and incarceration. Talking about no more private prisons or detention centers. We are finally going to terminate the so-called war on drugs. Too many lives have been destroyed. Too many people have received criminal records for possession of marijuana. And that is going to change. I want all of you to know what's up with me. That right now, as we speak, hundreds of thousands of Americans are in jail for the crime of being poor and not being able to afford cash bail. We're going to end the cash bail system. It also understands that there is something profoundly wrong when tens and tens of thousands of people get criminal records for smoking marijuana, but not one CEO on Wall Street went to jail because of their criminal activity in destroying our economy. We believe in equal justice under the law, whether you're rich or whether you're poor. When we talk about justice, we say to the American people that instead of demonizing the undocumented immigrants in this country, we are going to pass comprehensive immigration reform and a path toward citizenship. Legal status to the 1.8 million young people eligible for the DACA program. We are going to develop a humane border policy for those who seek asylum. America is not about and must never be the nation that snatches babies from the arms of their mothers. That will end. Today we say to the military-industrial complex that we're not going to continue to spend more money on defense than the next 10 nations combined. We are going to invest in affordable housing, invest in public education. We are not going to invest in never-ending wars. I know it's not easy. Our job is to lead the world away from war to invest in human needs. Today I want to say a word to the 1% and to the large people, by the way, who have never had some of the corporate profits are sorry the rich are getting much richer. And we say that under our administration, we are going to end the massive tax breaks and loopholes that the wealthy enjoy. Taxes last year. Not just that corporations got wealthy, powerful corporations smashing their billions in profit in the Cayman Islands and another tax haven. We got a different idea. Trump thought it was a great idea to be $1 trillion for the rich and corporations. Well, our idea is a little bit different. Under our administration, the top 1% will start paying their debt. to get a lot of support from the 1% and large profitable corporations. But that's okay. I don't need and we don't want their support. We're going to win this election, and we're going to defeat Donald Trump. An unprecedented grassroots campaign. Has already signed up well over 1 million people who are going to roll up their sleeves and get it. I know something about grassroots politics, because that's kind of what I've been doing my entire life. Unlike Donald Trump, I was not born into a super wealthy family. My family did not give me millions of dollars to start resorts, casinos, and hotels.
Yeah, where are you?
My family did not give me $200,000 allowance every year from the age of 3.
Oh, you see, oh, okay, I see.
In fact, my family gave me a 25-cent a week. I was not educated in an elite private school. I was educated in a public school. In other words, the most important. I am proud of where I came from. I know where I came from. I came from a family that lived paycheck to paycheck. And unlike Trump, I'm not going to shut down the government and tell 800,000 federal employees they're not going to get any income. Maybe billionaires like Trump don't know it, but I know that families have got to pay their mortgage, have got to pay their health care bills, have got to put gas in their car. We're not going to shut down the government. We're going to create a government that works for working people. During the next number of months, you're going to hear a lot of discussion about ideas that candidates will be espousing. So I want to, some truth to that. I want to just briefly be as clear as I can be about some of the things that we will be doing together to transform our country. Number one, when we together are in the White House, we will enact a federal jobs guarantee. If you look at a broken daycare system, we need hundreds of thousands of qualified daycare workers. If you look at a school system, public school system, we need great teachers out there, well-paid teachers. We need more college instructors and professors. We need to rebuild our public infrastructure. We need to transform our energy system. We need more doctors and nurses and healthcare providers. There is more than enough work to be done in this country. Let us put our people to work doing it. We together are in the White House. We're going to end and attack urban gentrification. You've got over 100,000 people who are sleeping out on the streets tonight. You have many people who are paying 40, 50, 60% of their incomes in housing. We are going to build the affordable